booktubing world, it is I, Capri Nicole, and I am back with another video. Even though I've already made somewhat of an introduction video, I'm going to make the official Booktuber Newbie Tag, which has all the questions, stuff like that. So I'm going to do the tag. Obviously no one's tagged me in this video because I'm all alone here. I don't really have a lot of booktuber friends, but I saw the video, I wanted to do it, I thought it was interesting, so here we go. First question is, why did you make this channel? I'm pretty sure all booktubers say the same thing, but I made this channel because I love books. I love reading. I love talking about books. I love finding out about new books. I like hearing other people review books that they've read, their opinion about the books, and all things that are books. And being that I just got back into reading probably like 2 years ago, I wanted to just be a part of a community that enjoys reading so I can just like extend my joy of reading, if that makes sense. I don't know if it does. Second question is, what are some unique things that you can bring to Booktube? I don't know. I think I'm a pretty unique person, I guess. I'm just going to try to be myself and talk about things that I like in books. I usually don't have the same opinion as everyone else. There are a lot of popular books that I do enjoy, but sometimes there are books that people rave about and then I'm just like sitting in the corner like, why? I'm just really stingy with my stars, man. Like, I really gotta love the writing, really love the world, love the characters to really be all in it. So I guess I'll just be me. I want to bring a little bit of diversity to Booktube because, no offense to anyone, but I don't really see that many, I don't see a lot of black girl magic up in her, so I'm just gonna glide on through and shake it up a little bit. I mean, I don't think it's gonna be unique, but I feel like I'm gonna try to be as different as I can with my channel and just be myself. Third question is, what are you most excited about? Honestly, just like making friends that enjoy reading. I don't really have, I have 0 friends that like to read except my cousin, who's been my best friend since like birth. I haven't really had friends that read since I was in like elementary school where we were required to read, but like as an adult it's really scarce. Fourth question is, why do you love reading? I've loved reading since I was like a child and like in pretty much a toddler. My mom always brought us around libraries and book parties, and we just lived in the library. We lived for the adventure, we lived for story time. My mom was a storyteller, not professionally, but in our house. Like, it just was like a thing, and I love reading because it's like being brought into another world, because it's like just being picked up from where you are now and just being brought over somewhere that's even more amazing, and it's just like a fun ride, and I live for it. Like, to me, the real world is like eating a full meal. Reading a book is getting dessert. It just tops everything off. It's like putting the cherry on top of a perfect ice cream sundae. It just doesn't get any better. I love reading. It's always been my favorite thing to do, and yeah. Fifth question is, what series got you into reading? The series that I remember predominantly is probably the Harry Potter series, like everybody else, but it's like one of the most, it was probably one of my first fantasy series books that I was just like, whoa, this is amazing. Like, I was living for the characters and the world and just everything about it. That's the one that impacted me the most. I read like Junie B. Jones and Touched by an Angel series when I was younger, like really, really young. So those, I'm pretty sure those were series books. There were more than one. I don't know if they were all tied together, but yeah. Number 6 is, what would you ask your favorite booktubers? Right now, I've been really heavy on watching Read by Zoe, Emma Books, and Catastic. They're my favorite booktubers. I would probably ask them what's a series or a book that they've read more than once. And I'm pretty sure I know what all of their answers would be. Like, Zoe would say Pride and Prejudice. Emma would say any Cassandra Clare books. And Kat would probably say Harry Potter series. Like, I know them. Like, they're my besties. Question number 7 is, what do I think starting a new booktubing channel's biggest challenge will be? The biggest challenge would probably just be the startup, like building a following, a community, staying efficient and consistent with your videos despite how many people you have following you at the moment. You have to keep going until, you know, you get a following, you get people to talk to and stuff like that. So that's probably going to be the biggest challenge. Number 8 is when did I start reading? I'm probably gonna say like 4 to 6 years old. We always had books in my house. A lot of the books that we have were urban or informative or like subject starters. Like, where do babies come from? My mom had books for everything. So I would probably say I was like 4 to 6 years old when I started reading. Question number 9 is where do I read? I read absolutely everywhere. I try not to read in the middle of conversations, but usually when someone's talking to me, I'm thinking about a book. I read at work, on my break. I read in the bathroom. I read on my bed. I read on the couch when my boyfriend's playing FIFA. I will read sometimes I go out to eat by myself, and I'll just like bring my book with me and read at the restaurant. It does not have to be quiet. Like I'm not one of those people that need to have absolute quiet around me when I read. Like, it could be a fire. I will sit in the middle of the floor and just be reading and be perfectly fine. Like, it could be really, really, really loud, and I just tune everything out. Like, that's just the kind of reader I am. Once I get into the characters, even at the beginning of a book, once I start reading, I don't hear anything else because, like, I'm zoned out. There is no zoning in when I'm reading. That's just the way it is. Question number 10 is what type of books do you like to read? My favorite type of books is definitely fantasy. I love magic, I love fairies, I love wizards and dark powers and anything that's different from the real world. I just live for it. Like, a lot of authors, they really bring it when it comes to having a different world. So fantasy is usually like my go-to type novels. A lot of people that gift me books, they give me books that are like urban or like have black authors, which I don't mind. I don't mind authors that are black, obviously, but it's not my favorite type of books. Or like, I usually avoid like romance completely because I usually get annoyed halfway through the book where it's just like, oh, her eyes are blue and his lips are beautiful and they're just so... I can't read books like that. I really just can't. Like, I need action, I need things happening, I need amazing characters, I need craziness. I don't need it, but it's my favorite. So, fantasy definitely is. I'm just getting excited thinking about it, but yeah. So, that is the end of my Booktuber Newbie Tag. But this was fun. So, I'm going to close this video out. And always remember, read a book, keep your life interesting, and I will see you next time. Bye-bye.